somehow the gritty reboot train is still just moving on ahead. I mean, CW's making that Diablo Cody Powerpuff Girls thing, which is still coming, I guess. Nancy Drew, Riverdale, Winnie the Pooh? Are you serious right now? But one that's come to my attention by way of everyone emailing me about it over and over again is the new Scooby Doo reimagining, remake, reboot, whatever, Mystery Incorporated. Now, what sets this one apart from all the other ones is that it's a total indie project being fully fan-funded through Indiegogo, and that alone I think deserves a lot of respect, because I mean, like, they're just making the show their own way. You know, nobody kissing no corporate overlord's ring on this one. But of course, being a gritty teen drama version of Scooby Doo, I mean, come on, of course I have to check it out. So come along, kids, let's take a walk. But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Wealthfront. Wealthfront is a regulated financial institution focused on making investing as simple as they can. Now, if you're anything like me, then you've always heard about investing and all those finance bros and social media dudes always doing the rise and grind type of thing and, like, you know, whatever that means. But Wealthfront handles as much or as little of the portfolio management as you want. You can pick how much risk you're comfortable with and let them know what your investment goals are, and then wham bam bibbidi bow, off you go. Or they can just create your own portfolio from scratch as well. And you only need $500 to start. Okay, so this isn't some like millionaires only club or whatever. They've also been rated 5 stars by NerdWallet as one of the top robo-advisors out there. So you don't just have to take my word for it. Although, true story, I have actually been using Wealthfront since before they offered to sponsor me, so interpret that how you will. In fact, Wealthfront is so committed to transparency, they're one of the few companies who actually publishes their annual returns. On their website, they show what a portfolio with a medium to high risk level would be expected to perform. Although, just to be clear, past performance is not necessarily an indicator of future performance. So if this sounds at all interesting to you and you're ready to start investing, check out my link down below in the description or go to wealthfront.com/Meyers to sign up and start using Wealthfront today, and you'll get your first $5,000 managed for free if you go through my link. Okay, back to the show.
Welcome to Coolsville.
Okay. Okay. Coolsville? This is starting right off here. I mean, fun fact, Coolsville is also the name of my 10-year-old nephew's Minecraft server, so, you know, looks like we're in for a barrel of fun with this one.
A town once stuck in the past, but ever improving, striving towards its bright future. It's a town built on family, fueled by the pride of its residents. Our story begins, as I see it, with what happened in the beginning of autumn.
Wait, your story begins at the beginning? You don't say. So anyway, this is Fred, our main character. Now, one night, Fred wakes up to hear his parents screaming bloody murder. Which, like, hey, you know, same thing happened to me when my parents opened the folder on my computer called Definitely Totally Homework. But anyway, so he rushes downstairs to find them dead on the floor with some kind of weird demon thing just hanging out in his kitchen. Yeah, you know, that's pretty spooky and all that. But the bigger question here is, like, what's this YouTube play button doing in the background? Fred's just over here spending his weekends licking a microphone on his secret ASMR channel. Anyway, so after this, we get to meet the other characters of the show, like Daphne, who's all rich and stuff.
Coming, Mother!
There she is, my sweet, beautiful little girl.
Good morning, Mother. Does Reginald have breakfast prepared?
Of course. That man is a wizard in the kitchen.
Yeah, I know, Mom. I've lived here my entire life. And then there's Velma, the one character who's undergone 0 changes in this adaptation. Then we have Norville Rogers, aka Shaggy, with his giant Cerberus dog Scooby.
All right. Breakfast is served. How about one of our special Scooby snacks,
Norville, you're gonna make me late again. Get dressed. What is this mess?
I'm doing it, Dad. Zoinks. You don't have to baby me.
Zoinks? What? Zoinks? You know, when I was a kid, we said stuff like, yes, sir, or gee, Dad, I'm sorry.
Or going to college guarantees you a good job. Or you should never spend more than 1/3 of your income on rent. But I mean, hey, look at how that turned out. Why are young people so depressed these days? Anyway, so going back to Fred for a second, as you might imagine, he's dealing with everything that just happened with his parents while still trying to juggle school and deal with all those teenage problems like who kissed who over the weekend or the very apparent complete collapse of stable society.
There's that arm I've heard so much about. Look, boys, turns out Jones can handle more than just balls. All that power, and yet still terrible aim.
Did this dude's parents just die like yesterday? What's wrong with you? So all the kids converge at their local high school in Coolsville, Ohio, which has got to be the biggest oxymoron I've ever heard, okay? I mean, it's right up there with normal people actually live here, Florida, and literally anything to do, Iowa. So Daphne's running for homecoming queen, you know, the apex of every teenage girl's entire existence, besides, of course, finding out that you're actually the daughter of a witch and you were entrusted to a human family until you came of age and started manifesting your powers. But, you know, homecoming queen's right up there, too.
Oh my goodness.
You ready for today?
Of course I'm ready. I'm a Blake. I'm always ready.
You're beautiful, elegant. You're like the picture of royalty.
That's our boy, King of the Red Devils.
Okay, but like, can you maybe just not smile so gosh darn much? What is his face? The only people who smile like this are like 50-year-old dudes hitting on 16-year-olds at Target. But you know, quick aside here, okay? Like, I'm used to Netflix and CW casting older people to be high schoolers, you know, but like, this is just a whole different level of absurd. Fred's supposed to be like 16 going on 17, meanwhile his hairline is 16 going on 35. I'm telling you, this man is single-handedly bringing Starlink internet to his entire neighborhood. But it's not just him, okay? Like, every other kid in this school, like what? Did they do the casting call in a nursing home? It's like I'm watching an episode of Golden Girls. Anyway, so Fred can't get that demon dude guy out of his mind, so he heads down to the school library to see if he can maybe find out anything at all about what might be going on.
So, demonology, huh? Controlling and summoning demons from hell. Heavy stuff.
Smoothest opening line of all time, Velma. A+. How is this girl still single?
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, this is just a...
Oh, yeah, you know, this is, I was just checking, I was looking up, hey, everyone grieves in their own way, okay? Shut up, leave me alone. So they get to talking about things and stuff, and we find out that Velma's dad died a few years ago, and her mom also saw some kind of red-eyed demon dude, but obviously, you know, this was just some kind of trauma-induced hallucination, because monsters aren't real. Now, to prove to Fred that he's just getting all in his head about everything, Velma takes him down to her mom's cool, edgy goth bookstore.
Hey, Val.
Fred, don't go back there.
What's this? Does your mom read Latin?
Yeah, she studied it for years. She's the one who taught me. Of course.
What is it?
It's ancient Latin for summoning a demon.
Okay, very chill. Just a book about summoning demons sitting right there. Totally normal, everybody. And so after some back and forth where Velma's like, demons aren't real, and then Fred's like, okay, but like, what if they are though? Well, shoot, you talked me into it. And Velma starts reading a random passage from this book to prove to Fred that it's all just a bunch of wackadoo nonsense, you know, like astrology or anything to do with being a pickup artist. So yeah, Velma just decides to try summoning a demon. I mean, hey, what could possibly go wrong?
Quid cure quente, et non abscondam.
Something's happening. Keep reading.
Reditus autem mimini.
Well, whoops.
What was that thing?
I mean, at first glance, he looked like a minor.
No, I saw him too. He was definitely a grown-up. Now, while this is all going on, there's a party that night for one of the girls who's competing against Daphne for homecoming queen, but we find out that Daphne's boyfriend has a plan to use Shaggy to get the girl disqualified by planting some kind of something on her, wink wink, you know what I'm saying, and then telling the police about it.
What's up, Norville? You planning on hitting that party tonight?
Thought about it, yeah.
Don't show up empty-handed. Got it?
Got it, guys.
That's more like it. And, bring something strong. I'm feeling crazy.
Oh, don't worry, guys. I'm totally bringing my Skip It tonight. Oh, you mean the good stuff? Okay, all right, yeah, I'm totally gonna bring my copy of Don't Wake Daddy, the board game about trying not to get beat up by your dad. How is this a real thing, by the way? So with no other alternative, Norville goes out that night and meets the world's worst dealer of all time.
Stay here. I'll be right back.
It's close enough. You got the money?
Right here.
A little tense, huh? Is this your first deal?
Hey, okay, yeah, sorry to interrupt here, but you think maybe we should not be yelling about this? Perhaps we could try using our inside voices here. So just to summarize the end of the episode here, the demon monster dude from earlier ends up going to the party, and then everyone's like, oh my goodness, it's one of those guys who went to college and never left and keeps trying to party with teenagers like it's not weird or anything. But Fred and Velma follow him there, and through the magic of like 8 cuts per second, they use the demon book to send him back to whatever frat house he came from. Now after this, Velma's mom's looking for the book Velma took, you know, the one called Chicken Soup for the Goth Soul, or lack thereof, as the case may be. And then we find out a little something interesting.
It's gone.
It doesn't matter now. The pillars have awakened. It has begun.
But then at the very, very end, we see the girls from the band that was playing at the party earlier, and they're doing something a little weird.
Hysterians! Amer terum unum hysteria. Amer terum
1 down, 12 to go.
Yeah, I tell you, everyone says they want a hot goth girlfriend until they start absorbing souls from hellspawn creatures, and then suddenly it's all like, why are you so weird? Why can't you just be normal like Betsy? She plays the cross. But all the same, that's where the episode ends. So okay, the main criticism I would have is pretty much the same as I do for any CW show. Everything is so serious, and every line is delivered just very straight and very flat. There's no characters that are fun to watch. Now, with an indie project like this, obviously budget is the main concern. So of course the sets and the costumes and special effects, these are always going to be the weakest parts of the show. Okay, I get it. That's fine. But a good script and good characters can exist regardless of budget, and right now those are also very weak. I guess what I'm saying here is I think they should try to be less like Riverdale and more like Buffy. I do want them to be able to continue making the show because I think the idea is pretty cool, but it kind of seems like they're trying to rely on them looking like a CW level show, but without even having CW level writing, which is a very low bar. Okay, let's be real here. I don't know, if possible, maybe they could try hiring a comedy writer just to punch up the script a little bit, not turn it into a tongue-in-cheek comedy romp, okay, not that, but just have the characters speak in a way that's actually fun to listen to. Because like I said, right now it's all very flat. But I do think there's potential here, okay? So if you want to help support the show, you can check out the Indiegogo page I've linked down below. Not sponsored or anything, totally doing this on my own volition. I've also donated myself, so if you want, there it is.